that you're getting hammered on?
No. My own personal brew isn't ready yet. We're drinking
Oh,
Squib. He drinks this piss water.
Yeah, I drink piss water because I got, upset stomach issues.
oh, sorry to hear that.
Victoria drinker 10 because, I killed something today. So
yes, he's killed a deer today.
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't like another hunter by mistake or something.
Oh, come on. No.
Well, the only other hunter back there would have been me. So
yeah. Sorry you invited me here to kill
you. Gosh, well, I'll start off this rant with this headline I texted you about.
Yeah, it didn't make a sense. What are you talking about?
Well, I flicked on Bloomberg because that always puts me to sleep, the business headlines, and they have the top news stories scroll on the right, and it said the headline was this, and I wrote it down. I texted you so I would remember it. It said, quote, Deutsche Bank well positioned for crisis. And I thought, what the fuck does that mean? I mean, does that mean, what crisis are they talking about? Does that mean that there's a crisis that Deutsche Bank will do well in? Or does that mean Deutsche Bank is well positioned to have its own crisis? I mean, so, because you couldn't tell from the headline. I mean, I'm sure that some Deutsche Bank, employee went to some reporter and they had a talk. He was trying to put out some positive spin story, but the way they wrote it, it was like, okay, so are they saying that if like Turkey's has a currency crisis, which it's having, and then that takes down the Italian banks, or it's Italy and it goes down all by itself, and then it's just a series of dominoes that somehow Deutsche Bank will do well, which is or that Deutsche Bank itself, with its world has the largest commercial bank holder of derivatives on the planet. I mean, I know it's stuff that nobody understands, but it's just, what the fuck did that headline mean? So I was saying, why don't they just take all the bankers of insolvent banks and put them next to that I went down to this cliff. I went to the Lava Street State Park. I had texted you a picture with my dad there. Well, actually, it wasn't the Lava Street Park. That was at a restaurant in Pahoa parking lot. But we went to the Lava Street State Park, and that's this interesting geological location where there were a bunch of trees, and the lava, like in 1950s, rushed in, and all the trees were just buried in like 8 or 9 or 10 feet of lava. And then when the lava got to where this chasm is, and it just all flowed. So what happened is the lava flowed up to like 10 feet or so, where the trees were, and then all the lava sunk back down to like, just ground level, because it all flowed into this chasm, and it's literally 35 miles deep. And if you look, what they have at the park is you could walk up to right where the chasm is, and they have a little fence so people don't fall in, because it's 35 miles deep. I mean, nobody can save them, and if they fall in, I mean, it's about as big as a pickup truck, but it's deep, and it's like my mom was leaning against the fence, and I was like, "Don't lean against the fence, step back from the chasm, because the whole thing could fall over, and there's no way to save anything that falls in there." Because it's literally 35 miles deep. So I was like afraid to go near it. I mean, you know me in heights, but 35 miles is a long way to fall. It's a big hole to fall into. So, but what happened, why they call it Lava Tree State Park, is because there's these, where the trees aren't there anymore, but the lava formed rock. And so the rock, the lava around where the trees were is still there. So they call it lava trees, because the trees aren't there, but the lava that was around the trees still is. And so there's like trees of lava there, but there's this huge, it's not huge, but it's deep. I mean, can you imagine falling into a 35-mile deep hole? I mean, you'd be falling and there's no way out. So I just think when these banks fail, they should just push whichever bank fails, push the appropriate CEO of that bank into the hole.
Now, come on, you don't really mean that.
Yes, I do. How do you think? How do you think that? I mean, millions of people are going to die when this happens. In my opinion, when the banks collapse, there's going to be a big die-off. It'll almost be an extinction level event.
And why do you worry about a foreign company bank?
Because they're all connected at the level together by derivatives. Every bank is connected. Everything is connected by derivatives. Nothing will work after Deutsche Bank collapses. Nothing will work because of derivatives. Because all the prices of everything on the planet is including silver and gold, for all the silver and gold guys, is set by derivatives, which are
feel we'll be able to bail that bank out, is what you're saying.
It's a 35-mile deep chasm. It's the whole planet is being thrown into that chasm. So you may as throw the bankers are leading the way with this irresponsible. I mean, they're manipulating metals at the behest of the governments so they can have their fiat currency. But it's everything is being set by this trading. Derivative means it's derived from something else. Like the ETFs aren't going to work. And the pension funds invest in ETFs, and there's like nothing there, and it's just gonna be a mess. So yeah, I'm ready to I mean, it's a 35-mile deep hole. But I mean, did you look at the USDebtClock.org that I mailed you, or just look at it recently? Because we're getting near $22 trillion worth of debt, and I think everybody's is starting to dump the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency. I think that
I don't think that'll happen though, because right now the U.S. dollar is very strong. They can't afford to buy it.
But it's complete. But when the U.S. can't pay its own debt or pay the interest on its own debt anymore, no matter how much money they print, because everybody knows it's a debt-based instrument now. It's not. It's like the Chinese want the Saudis to take the Chinese yuan, and which
that is worse. HVS. That's where
I know. Well, but it doesn't matter. The whole fucking thing is going to collapse. Everything, all the countries. So that's why I saw this headline. Which crisis
is recovering faster than what you realize? I really think that the Fed should. I mean, they're not doing it because the stock market kind of collapsed. But really, our interest rates should be higher right now. It should have been raised a long time ago.
The inverted yield curve and all that. I mean, what the inverted yield curve proves is that it's money in the future is not as worth as much as money right now is.
But Christmas sales, I mean, your shopping basket this year. Christmas sales provided a record because people was more willing to spend this year than ever.
Yeah, and their credit card bill comes in. What's going to happen?
But it wasn't on credit card to speak of.
Well, are you kidding me?
The local business report said it simply like this: Wall Street and Main Street don't see eye to eye. Wall Street was selling and panicking, and Main Street was spending.
Yes.
Guys like me who have a 9-to-5 job spent money, and people who sit back and live off of their investments were freaking out.
Yes.
Well,
when I saw this headline, I just didn't know what to make out of it, and it was
I wouldn't worry about it. I think come next year, after the beginning of the year, things will balance out.
Commodities actually have been strong the last couple of weeks.
The prices are fake. They're manipulated by derivatives. Every commodity.
This is America. We always bounce back. We're America.
Well,
and prices are, they are controlled. Believe me, China controls a lot of America's prices.
Do you know that China's buying American rice? I couldn't believe that.
Yes.
Yeah, my rice is grown in Arkansas.
Because they're hungry. The rest of the world wants our food right now.
especially Dusty's soybeans.
Yes, especially my soybeans.
And they're going to have to fight the deer to get those.
Except for a squib helped today because he shot one of them.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to increase the
Wait, you shot a soybean?
for the whole world to enjoy.
Wait, Squib, you shot a soybean?
No.
Soybean? Wow.
He can't soybean HBS.
Okay, you guys are roboting. You guys are roboting. So. Dusty's roboting, so I can't hear the site.
Soybean challenge is on.
You're roboting. I'm like hearing every 10th word, so.
Pretty normal because I got to tell you that my phone has drained power twice. His internet reception out here is not good. Oh, yeah. I got a battery pack.
Okay.
All right, well, I know they're trying to talk. Well, in my opinion, now is the time to like double down on all your basic preps like food, water. Make sure you have all the basics down. Just the basics of prepping. It's a good time this next year. Double down on like all your preps, especially the basic ones. Nothing fancy, just food. Did you see Mouse Toe's last video that you uploaded today of that lasagna? Oh my God, I was like, give me that lasagna. I want her to freeze dry it and send me like 10 of those lasagnas because they look so good. And I was like,
told me about it. I've never been to her site yet.
Oh, her YouTube page? Well, yeah, she uploaded this lasagna. She cooked it. Looked really good. And I mean, I just threw in a PF Chang's for dinner, and that I the frozen ones that you throw in a pan and cook.
Lasagna too, HBS. So if you'd come and visit, I probably could get her to make us lasagna
and potato soup.
Oh, and Squib says tonight she made Squib potato soup, and he said that was very good.
I'm a soup person. I did make Mouse Toe's shrimp fettuccine a couple weeks ago, and it turned out pretty good.
I bet she's a good cook. All right, so what did you kill? Did you guys skin the deer and process it already and everything? I mean, what kind of deer did you get?
We'll be cutting it tomorrow. Do you want a video?
Sure, or some pictures.
Oh my, thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah.
What kind was it? Was it how many points?
A white-tailed deer?
Do you have? Can you send him a picture of it hanging?
Oh shit!
How drunk are you?
We're pretty drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing.
We were sober all day for hunting, but now it's all over. So
it's all over. I'm still not sure he's going to make it to the woods at 7:30 in the morning. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Maybe 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, wait. You aren't. You didn't gut the deer or anything. I mean, you had to take the guts out, right?
Yeah, it's hanging.
Okay.
He's going to try to send you a picture. Okay.
Okay.
His phone's dead. Plug it in. Right there's power.
Is this a
that's you use Samsung.
Yeah, is this USB or USB-C? That's USB.
What?
I use the USB-C.
What's a C?
It's different.
It's a different kind of plug. USB-C is a different kind of plug than USB.
Okay, well, right up there's a USB plug.
I got my battery pack.
Okay.
Waiting for it to. All right, let's see. It says here. All right, I got a message. Let's see if I can. Do you want an email or a text?
Both.
Oh shit.
Well, if you send me an email, I can screen share it. So.
All right, I'll just do a reply to, and it says insert something or other.
I didn't take any pictures, or I'd send them to you.
Attach file. You're really making me work for this.
I know it.
It's like, didn't they like have you do some kind of drills in the Marines when you were drunk so that you could operate, do things when you were drunk?
Yes. Actually, I was talking to him about that. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I went to the enlisted club the night before I went to the rifle range, but okay, sure. All right. So let's see if this will send. Send. All right. We sent that. I sent it back on your Hangout email.
All right, I'll go look.
Text, which will take 12 hours.
No, my internet's not that slow.
I thought I heard dial-up noises earlier, but I'm just saying.
I have 1 gig or 1G or whatever it is.
1G? Aren't they coming out with 5G or something?
Oh, yeah, this one would be nice and gross.
I don't see it in my inbox yet. Oh.
That's because it takes a while to get to Hawaii. You're far away.
Yeah, you're over.
Blame it on Hawaii. Yeah, well, my phone.
You're farther away than any other. I don't know. Hey, it says that you're live on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. Am I?
That's working.
You are live, okay.
Which is nice.
You're posting this?
Well, I could. You have a problem with that? I mean, you told me to start a Hangout, so I started a Hangout.
It started live, but hey, whatever, you know. Hey, so are you drinking Glenn McLivet or whatever?
I'm not drinking anything yet. I'm actually sober, but I can try and catch up with you guys. I've got some whiskey and a shot glass. You can just start doing shots.
You're not.
What time is it?
You didn't give me any head start. You just said we're drunk. Start a Hangout. So.
On your mark, get set,
Go!
All right, it's still not in my inbox, so.
So this time I use factory ammo instead of my reloads. Tomorrow I'm going to load up with reloads, but I probably won't see a damn thing.
I don't know. That's been a good spot all year.
I tell you what, though, if you were out there hunting, you'd be it's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing we have here. It's really nice temperature. It's sunny, and even if it rains, it's nice temperature. I mean, I was in Pahoa, and East Toe. I was in Hilo the other day, and it was raining, but the sun was out. If you can
hunt
imagine
wild
that.
pigs there, though, right?
What?
You can hunt wild pigs.
Yeah, you have your hunting license. You can hunt feral pigs all day long.
It's nice here, too. It's 30 degrees.
30 degrees?
Yeah.
That's just too cold.
Here.
Well, I'm sure everybody wants to see this. That's watching wants to see this deer that you kept, but I haven't got it in my inbox yet. So hang on, people.
Things take forever. It's like sending you flowers. It takes forever.
It doesn't. It's the internet. It doesn't matter where I am on the planet. They get the internet. They get email up at the space station. So don't blame Hawaii.
Okay, it says that my text picture was delivered to you. So let's check my email. It says
image. Yeah, the text I see, but I can't share the.
The outbox is uploading. Why is it uploading?
Okay, I see an upside down deer that's missing
It's missing its hide.
Yeah, missing its backside and part of its hide. Well, you took like half of the hide or something. It's like he was wearing a coat and you took like half of it off.
Yeah, he's in deep pants.
Yeah, you took off his pants. He's still wearing his overcoat. But it's not in my email, so I can't do a screen share of it.
Yeah, the email's taking forever.
So stupid. I don't even want to.
Yeah, you didn't see this one? I saw this one yesterday.
Okay, well, it just came to me.
We're just getting some recent Gun Channels updates, that's all.
Oh, Gun Channels updates?
Yeah. So what's
Dusty's a bad person on Gun Channels.
All right, don't be mean to G-Webs tonight. Okay.
I haven't been tonight, but I'm sure he does not like the fact that Squib's here with me.
Well, I mean,
the bad boys.
The bad boys hang out together.
So, all right. So, as far as the preps you were talking about earlier, what are you suggesting that people stock up on more than normal?
Just the basic stuff: canned food, freeze-dried food, water. Well, I don't. You don't want when you die, you don't want it to say over your grave, "He died. He died because this person died because he ran out of toilet paper."
Toilet paper.
That would be not a good thing to have written on your tombstone.
I am not letting. All right, this man wants to stick a corn cob in my butt.
I know he's been in corn cob mode for. I don't know what's wrong with him.
I'm actually only a few feet away from the cornfield.
Yes.
I am getting worried now that he
is going. It, they walked out to the cornfield.
I mean, if I was in a tribe that used corn cobs instead of toilet paper, I would leave that tribe. I mean, I got to tell you.
To be a member of the tribe, you must truly.
Well, Dusty was telling me about all these tribes that use corn cobs instead of toilet paper. It's like, what the?
I don't even know if I want to watch a proper demonstration, let alone have it done to me.
Yes, that will be a video that no one watched, or you'll probably get 1,000. You could get 1 million dislikes.
Squib gets cornholed. Oh man!
Cornboard.
Oh no!
Cornboarded. That'll be a new torture gitmo.
No, but that
instead of handing the prisoners out toilet paper, they'll give them corn cobs.
That is the way the Pilgrims did do that.
Well, that you just ruined everybody's Thanksgiving. I mean, if they remember this chat next year.
Yeah.
I mean, when was paper developed?
Ancient Egypt, like 10,000 BC.
Papyrus. Yeah.
Research that. When was toilet paper developed?
Alexa. Oh wait, you don't have that.
I do in the house.
Oh no!
We're gonna go to the house to talk to Alexa. No. And by the way, if you ever come out here, you're gonna find out that his beer shed his beer barn is like a mile away from his house. I went into his woods in the back there, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Bring your walking shoes, that's for sure. If you come out here.
Well, here's how I got before I went. I drove over Saddle Peak and to get to Hilo because my in case the viewers don't know, my folks took a cruise to Hawaii and they visited all the islands and the last one was Hilo, so I had to drive over the island at like in the dark, like early in the morning, because their cruise ship. They got off their cruise ship at I think 8 a.m. So I had to leave here at like 5 a.m. It was dark. But the day before, since you're talking about walking, I went to Lex Brody's for an oil change, and I had to have my safety check done anyway because it had expired. And I didn't want to go over Saddle Peak with like who knows, with old oil or anything. I already blew one gasket trying to do it. It's a huge mountain. It's a 7%. It's a 7% grade. So anyway, I go to Lex Brody's and they say, okay, it'll be a little over an hour before we can get to your car. So I said, okay, I'll just go walk down to the Quinn's, that local Irish pub, and I'll wait there, and then I'll. So I walked 1 mile to Quinn's. That was my first half of my exercise program. I ordered 1 martini. And then I walked a mile. After I drank the martini, it was a Bombay Sapphire martini with dry vermouth and an olive. And then I walked back and to Lex Brody's to pick up my blazer. And so that was a really good example of how you can work a martini in the middle of your exercise program. You know, walk 1 mile, have a martini, walk back.
I never get martinis when I change my oil.
I haven't drank Bombay Sapphire in a long time because I'm too cheap.
Well, they have. I picked up some Hendrick's, which is Scotch, Scotland gin. I haven't
served martinis with an oil change.
Well, they didn't serve it at Lex Brody's. So I had to go to an Irish pub at the corner, which is a mile away. So,
no, I changed my own oil, HVS. That's why I'm saying I don't know if I could even make a martini like that.
Well, I don't think if people change their own oil in this condo, they would completely fuck up all the. I mean, the blacktop, that driveway would look like absolute shit. But and they just redid it, so that's not something that they're going to let people do where I live. So, it gives me another excuse to just pay somebody else to do it. Anyway, I didn't have any issues running over, except the only issue I had was driving up over Saddle Peak Road. It's a really 7% grade uphill to the Pahakaloa training area, and it was very interesting as the sun come up. But the only problem I had was just that the inside, because my air conditioner's been dead, so I couldn't use the defroster. So I just had to take out my the inside of the window was like fogging up, so I had to take out my I had a sunglasses, a microfiber to clean my sunglasses, and I had to use that while I was driving to clean the window.
Why did you roll the window down?
I did.
Okay.
It didn't help much, and besides, it was raining half the time, and it was freezing.
Oh, yeah, that'll
well, you're talking about like 12,000 feet high at 3 in the morning or something, or 5 in the morning. So it's going to be.
Over. I have tools to repair air conditioning.
Well, no, but if it's raining outside, yeah, it's not only going to be miserable inside the truck, but he's going to get so much moisture in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't raining. It was just enough to. It wasn't like raining really hard. It was drizzling here and there, and it was just enough so that if you left the window all the way down, you'd get wet. But as I finally started on the way down, you could just the sun just started to slowly come up. But it's really difficult when you can't see where you're going. So that's all I have to say. And there was, when I started going down, there was an area where there was just a ton of ground fog. The ground fog just started, and when you have fog over windows and ground fog on the outside, it's like, you know, I was like, I saw the sign. I just started to slow down because I didn't want to get into an accident or anything. There weren't a lot of cars at that hour, and most of them were going to Kona, not to Hilo. But it was like, I saw the sign, the speed limit sign said like, speed limit 50, maximum, minimum 40. And I looked at my speedometer and I was going 35, and I'm like, shh. Because I just was going as fast as I felt was safe because I couldn't see anything. But I kept, you know, I managed, I got there alive, you know, so. And when I got there, when I finally got to Hilo, after going up and down 12,000 foot mountain,
that probably said it each other.
I couldn't hear anything until my ears popped. I went into a store across from the docking facility in Hilo and bought a cappuccino, and but my ears popped and finally, because I was trying to order a cappuccino. I couldn't understand what the girl was saying, the coffee lady there, and finally my ears popped and I could hear again. It was like, I'm not sure why it took that long for them to clear up, but and I had a great visit with the folks, and it was great to see them, and went to Rainbow Falls and the Lava Tree State Park, and it was pretty interesting. They had a driving a tour guide drive us around, and which is good because I didn't feel like driving anymore. And he actually had a lot of useful information. And it's like I didn't know some of the plants that yellow. They had yellow ginger at the Lava Tree State Park. He said, "Here, you can actually eat this." And it's like if you ever seen a yellow ginger plant, it has these yellow flowers, and you just take off some of the stem, and you take the flower off, but with the stem, and then you could like suck the sap out of the, and it tastes like sweet ginger. It's got a few calories. It's like sugary sweet ginger taste to it,
Jared.
and it smells great too. What are you guys doing over there, man?
I was just looking. Did you send a link to Jared?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as what you sucked out of the stem of the flower, is that like a sugar-based thing? Is it high calorie or?
That's sugar.
It was sugar. It wasn't high. It wasn't that much. It was just a little to get a taste. You could get the taste. So yeah, you'd have to have like hundreds to make it into a drink or something. But but if you're just it was just a little. You know, probably wasn't more than 5 calories. I would guess.
When was that posted? Oh, 2 hours ago.
All right, now I think I've got the picture almost ready to screen share here of your. Is that you with the yellow hat, safety hat in the picture there?
Safety hat?
Where?
Yeah.
What did you do, Scoob? You better not send a picture of my ugly ass.
Yeah, you're in the background there. Oh, yeah, this is
yellow. No, he didn't have a yellow
I had an orange hat.
He's not the man in the yellow hat. This isn't Curious George.
That's an orange hat. Anyway, let me do a screen share, and you guys can figure it out.
Or it might be a guy who looks like you.
Okay, might be someone who looks like me.
All right, can you see this, guys?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's buck naked.
That's the deer. It's all skin and it's hanging to dry.
Yeah, that wasn't the one you texted me though. That was a different picture.
Oh, I might have been. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So is that you? That looks like Dusty in the background with an orange cap or something, or an orange.
Somebody
you gotta wear orange. Just like
you don't have to wear orange in your own garage.
It's warm.
What, orange?
Wear as much as you can. I got an orange glove right here.
We was getting our work done. We wasn't taking our clothes off to get our work done.
Yeah.
What? You mind explaining that statement?
We need to get the skin off that deer as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So we did not take our hunting clothes off to skin the deer.
One thing I learned.
So you hunt in an orange cap and green pajamas.
If the animal is still warm, still has his body heat, the skin peels off easier than if it was cold. So that may not sound like a big deal, but if you're trying to skin a deer hide and you've got arthritis in your hands, it makes a difference.
And it also makes a difference on the taste. And Squib hasn't had a chance to learn that yet, but he will.
Yeah, I've learned.
Are you guys gonna barbecue this tomorrow or something?
Yeah, we should. Just take the whole
Would
thing
you
out.
come if we did?
Yeah, would you take the first flight out of there?
I'm not coming there in the dead of winter, guys.
Together. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you would definitely be underdressed for this place.
I'll fire up the smoker and we'll smoke the tenderloins out of that deer.
It's like I don't even have long johns. I'm like a tropical geared person for the tropics. Okay,
I'm wearing long johns right now.
Me too.
So, what room in the farm are you in? Are you in the beer room now, or
we're in the beer barn?
Beer barn. Okay.
Yeah, now that's a place that you would want to hang out.
Yes.
Does it have a heater? Does it have a heater in there?
There's a heater. It's warmer here than the house.
80 degrees in here.
Okay. All right. Well, it'll have to wait till summer, guys. As far as me going to Michigan.
You better put air conditioning in here.
You see it, Mac?
Oh,
there's a door blocking it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's an air conditioning.
There is air conditioning in this building also.
If it's 30 degrees outside, you probably won't need air conditioning.
No, when you want to come in the summer, it actually gets warm in Michigan. Well, it won't be warm for you, but yeah.
Yeah. Walk back there and move that door ahead, and there's an air conditioner stuck in.
All right. So see, you come on out here and drink in the summer.
Well, I can drink in any season. It's just I wanted to freeze my ass off. I mean,
oh, in summertime you would, but I don't think there's any alive right now.
That's why you need to come out here in the winter. There's no bugs that'll get you.
I'm sure I could bring some off with me.
Yeah, you know what would be awesome? I know you can't use it legally in this part of Michigan, but yeah, don't pull that bug spray out. So if you could get a deer with your Tavor, the only thing is that caliber's not legal in this part of the state. So,
you're gonna have to loan me You're gonna have to loan me your M1.
No, can't use the M1 Garand in this
can't
part
use
of the
an
state.
M1.
You can use a 450 Bushmaster though.
Yeah.
You shoot him and I'll lasso him after you shoot him because they're gonna run away and then I'll get on the horse
today because you recommended the lasso.
Yes, and you should have.
That would have been something. You guys in the car and I'm gonna lasso around this dead deer. That would have been brilliant.
And I don't know why it wasn't in my pouch. It's normally in my bag.
So what you guys, if I visit you guys, each sit up in your own tree stand, and I'll like have a horse or some kind of recreational ATV or something.
You have to have an ATV because Dusty don't like them barn burners. What do you call them?
Hay burners.
Hay burners.
I mean, and I've always thought my understanding has been that hay burners only refer to racing horses, not working horses. But in any event, the point is somehow you've got to be able to chase the deer while it's running and lasso it. Of course, I've never ridden on a horse, but unless it was as a child.
What?
I like other horsepower I put between my legs.
I'm not going to even go there on what that means. All right, Dusty, what beer are you drinking? Because I know you have a beer you're a beer connoisseur there.
Tonight it is Founders Aztec.
Founders Aztec?
Yeah, it's a seasonal beer. They make it once a year. It is a very good India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay.
It's a good IPA. Founders is a brewing company in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they make very good beers.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I actually, because of all the driving I had to do, I had to remain sober.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I have to drive over there in the morning and then drive back at night. And I liked, but I mean, I got over the Saddle Peak before the sun went down. But it was really just driving through the fog and having the windows fog up and not being able to see where I was going. It was just the dangerous part. But
a wild pig with that truck.
What's that?
What if you hit a wild pig with your truck?
The pigs don't live up on Saddle Peak. There's sheep up there. I saw a whole herd of sheep.
Oh.
Right by the road. I mean, I could have, if I had a rifle, it would have been illegal, but I could have just stopped off, shot a sheep, ran out, gotten it, thrown it in the back of the Blazer, and kept going. Because there was I think I drove by 200 sheep, just grazing by the side of the road.
One of the neighbors' hogs was out, and I hit it.
With the truck?
Yes.
Yeah, you're better off hitting a sheep than a hog, apparently.
They do not move if you hit them with a truck. Let me tell you, I learned it firsthand. I flipped my truck upside down one time.
With sheep, at least you get mutton, right?
But a hog is very stout. And if you hit a 200-pound hog with a pickup truck, more than likely you're going to flip or do something not good. Which my truck flipped, and I went upside down.
That explains it.
Yeah, come to think of it, yeah, it does.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Well, so did you use your lever action 454 whatever caliber?
Henry Big Boy.
Henry Big Boy.
Magnum Hornady factory loads, 240 grain XTPs, and I severed its spinal column.
On the first shot? You're aiming for the spine? Or I mean, that
was the third shot.
That was the third shot.
Yeah.
What were you aiming for when you hit the spine?
I was aiming for the shoulder.
Okay, so you're shooting high.
With that load, yeah. So.
All right.
But I got it.
It took 3 shots?
Yeah, three shots, but I got it.
Brown and down is the way we hunt.
Yeah, there you go.
What does that mean?
I don't care.
I'm not quite sure. I just know I got it.
Okay. How far did it run after you shot it? How far did it run? Did it run as far as the last one?
When I hit the spine, it fell right there.
It fell in its tracks.
Just like some epic hunting story.
Yes.
It fell right there.
He shot exactly where I told him to aim.
The shoulder?
Yeah. He was like, I'm not tracking this deer in the woods in the dark. So you better kill it on the spot. And I'm shaking. I'm under all this pressure. And it's like, man, guy invites you to hunt on his property and then he puts like rules in place. No, actually, it was a lucky shot, but I got it. So he's right though. If we had to track that blood trail in the dark, it would have sucked.
Yes, I've done it. Been there.
Well, do you need a black light to track the blood trail in the dark or something, or a UV light?
It's just sometimes when the deer bleeds as it's walking or running or whatever it's doing past certain foliage, it leaves a lot on leaves or it leaves a little on stems, and it's hard to see
in the dark. Yeah.
Track and try to figure out which direction the deer turns because they don't just run in a straight line.
And you do a lot of it on your hands and knees crawling because it's hard to see that blood.
Mm-hmm.
You go maybe a foot or two at a time.
Yeah. And you might have to go in each direction until you figure out which way it turned because the deer decided,
right,
hey, I'm going to make a hard right turn. And you're going straight, and you
can't just get in a truck and chase it in your truck because you probably hit a tree or something.
Actually, I've been out there. He shot that at, what did we say, 5 or 4 something, 447 or something,
44.5 yards.
Well, no, I'm saying time.
Oh, time was 445 was when I sent you the text.
Okay, it's like 445. We could, in theory, we could still be out there looking for that deer.
In theory,
if we did not give up.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the tour guide told me that the Parker Ranch has 80,000 cattle on the Big Island. So there's a lot of cattle on the Big Island. It's just a question of not being able to ship them. I mean, so if the shit hit the fan, the boat's not coming, there'd be enough beef to feed people. It's just that if the ship's not coming, there won't be any fuel to take the beef to distribution points.
Could you butcher it yourself?
Well, I think the Parker Ranch might have something to say about that. It's their cattle. Plus, you'd have to get up there.
And could you cool it?
Well,
Once you kill that animal, you have to cool that meat.
Yeah, or eat it right away. Yeah.
I mean, I could hang it outside right now and it'd cool. But you're not going to hang it outside in 80-degree temperature and cool that meat.
Yeah, and there is like one butcher on this island that I know about. He's like, he got a mobile thing, and there's not, I mean, there's like a butcher shop right by me, but as far as like a full size, I mean, not like the corner butcher, but I mean, a full size, butcher that could handle lots of cattle or something. There's like one on the island, but there's plenty of cattle on the island. So,
okay, but that's what Squib and I are doing right now. We are cooling the temperature down out of the meat that he shot today.
And you gutted it right away, though, right?
We gutted it right away. We skinned it right. I believe in skinning them right away.
Well, not right, but I saw it hanging in your garage with like half of a skin, though. I mean, it was only halfway skinned.
The skin's laying on the floor underneath it.
Yeah, but that wasn't right away. I mean, because that wasn't like at where it fell. I mean,
we skinned it.
It was a matter of minutes after that.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes 5 minutes to drive it up from the woods to my pole barn.
Yeah, another 5 minutes.
And then we had to
pick it up and
get the tractor on it and lift it up and hang it upside down and.
Yeah.
But it was still warm when we pulled the skin off.
Cool. Well, if anybody's listening, we got a few viewers in the watching the show. I'm sorry I haven't put up the external chat. I can't see what anybody's saying, but I hope you're all having fun watching, having fun talking. I guess is the hunting talk. So, do you think you could like get a deer often enough to have enough meat if the shit hit the fan around there, or would they all like get hunted out really quick?
There's so many damn deer in this state.
Right now, we have a lot of deer in the area. Yes, if everybody, the problem of it is, and of course, even then, we'd probably hunt illegally. Right now, the deer go what they call nocturnal. They don't move a lot in the daylight. But I mean, if you're wanting a deer to go to eat, we could. I mean. I guess if we're in that situation, laws really wouldn't matter.
No.
So
there's no rule of law. There's no rule of law, obviously.
Yes, we could go out after dark, and yes, we could find a deer after dark.
Yeah, obviously in Hawaii, hunting is illegal at night. Even if you have a license, there's no night hunting allowed. But yeah,
deer
there's
enough. They adjust and they go nocturnal after there's a bunch of people in the woods. And that means they only move after dark. And I mean, really, Squib shot this one about an hour before dark. That deer got hungry and decided to move a little bit early.
Okay. Well, are you guys going to make a barbecue video of this when you barbecue this guy? Or?
Well, we're going to cut it up tomorrow. Squib was planning to go out in the morning, but we're kind of drinking and being up a little bit late, so I don't know if he'll make it out in the morning or not. I'm kind of questioning.
Oh, wow, now I got an excuse.
Now Thanks. I'm kind of questioning myself, which I had planned on going out and setting a little bit too, but
now I'm stuck in a conundrum. Do I just roll over and go, screw it, he gave me an excuse, or do I get up and go, oh, Marine Corps, whatever. So, great.
But we're ready to quit and go in the house and crawl into our sleeping bags.
I'm glad you said that first.
So,
I thought you guys were going to keep drinking for at least another couple hours.
It's only like 2 a.m. in Hawaii, but
no, it's 9:22 p.m. in Hawaii.
Bars close at 2 in Michigan.
They close. Yeah, they close 2. Most of the drinking bars close at 2. That's the Irish pub closes earlier, but. That's more like a restaurant and that has a bar than a.
I'm thinking I should close my bar at 2 also.
That would be good.
I think we had last call.
Yeah, because I'm an old man. I'm gonna walk out there in the dark, in the cold, and climb up a ladder and try to get into a tight position and hope a deer crosses my sights and then hope I can hit the deer with my rifle. Yeah, the odds are not in my favor. Come on out here. Do some of this.
Yeah, get on a plane and fly here. Have fun with us.
I'll try to do it in the summer.
You can't hunt here in the summer.
Yes, deer season doesn't open until November 15th.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky, and when I fly out there, the shit will hit the fan, and there won't be any rule of law, and then we could go hunting.
Now that would, yeah, that would be plausible.
As long as you have plenty of toilet paper, because
I won't use the corn cob.
You're gonna have to tell me which tribe laid claim to this thing about using corn cobs, because they're gonna be embarrassed for the rest of their life.
Google which Algonquin tribe used the corn cob in Michigan first.
Then what's going to happen is some Indian tribe is going to attack Dusty's farm. Whichever Indian tribe.
Twitter, Facebook, and everything else.
I'm getting close to no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that.
Wow, man. All right. My last thoughts for the shit hit the fan chat was on this whole yellow vest protest.
Is that died down or what?
Well, the press says the police are keeping out more people out of Paris, so the protests weren't as large. But really, I think it was doomed to not really. I mean, it's this kind of protest is they go out on the weekends to protest, and after they're done protesting, when it gets cold at night, they go back home. They have wine. They have a loaf of bread and a glass of wine. And this isn't like a protest where the people are going to stay out in the streets because they're starving.
What?
And the people aren't starving yet. So they're going to be civilized protests. It's not like we're starving, overthrow the government now kind of a protest. It's like we're pissed. Let's get rid of this government sucks kind of a protest. And it's not like every citizen is starving. It's like every citizen is pissed, but not every citizen is starving. And
just like that over here.
What's that?
Can we get a protest like that over here?
You can protest in French all you want. That was the funniest comment somebody made. It's like, why don't on the external chat somebody said, why don't you guys protest in English? Like, because it's Paris. But so it's just, yeah, the protests that would be that a protest that could turn violent would be like a food riot if there wasn't any food. A gasoline tax protest, but it's like people are pissed, but they're not willing to be violent, really. I mean, not in any serious kind of a way, which is a good thing. But it's not. It's not like a kind of protest where they were going to, through violence, through extreme violence, achieve some goal of overthrowing the ruling class in France, because they weren't that pissed. They just weren't. I mean, there's pissed and then there's starving. It's like, if we're going to starve, we're going to overthrow the government and bring out the guillotine. It wasn't a guillotine kind of a riot. Let's guillotine the government. I mean, some people may have felt that way, but and that's probably a good thing. I mean, who wants to see that? So you could tell that it hasn't gotten bad enough yet for that kind of thing to happen, but that doesn't mean it won't later.
All right.
Anyway, we have no control over what happens in Europe, but I will maintain that if the banking system starts to fall, even in Turkey, and then that'll take down the banks in Italy, and then that'll take down all the other banks. So
stay out of France.
Yes. Okay. Now.
Yes.
We need to wrap this up, but for our suggestion of a topic for Monday nights.
Are we going to do a show Monday night? Isn't that like New Year's Eve or something?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to watch me kiss my wife on camera or something.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, for a
I'll-
future one. Okay.
You can just post a video of that in your YouTube channel. I'll watch that.
Okay. We can save it for a future one, but think about the answer to this question. Squib posed it to me earlier, and at first I thought, but then it made a lot of sense. If you was offered $50,000 for every gun you own by the government, would you take it?
What I texted Squib back was I would just want to know where.
Don't answer it. Would you do a chat on that?
I would say that's a bullshit question.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'd rate the game. I'd rate the game.
It's you're not deep enough. This is a theory question.
Yeah, you have to get in it deep.
It's deep. What would be your price for your guns?
There is no price. There's no amount of money.
Okay, now you're answering the question. I think
you didn't want to hear my actual answer, and I'm going to say what my actual answer was. My actual answer was
your chances of making a good video on it.
So fuck all that. My answer, because you brought it up, is that I would find out where everybody was supposed to turn in their guns. I just hang out, watch the whole thing, and then I have a crew ready, and then at the end of the day, I'd fucking raid the place and take all the guns myself. And then I'd redistribute them or sell them or something.
You're not playing on the theory.
That is the theory. If everybody can go to some place and turn in their guns, then I'll take them.
Okay, never mind. This was not a good idea for a chat for you. So
that is my plan.
Subject. We could have a.
Why would I submit to a government authority to give me some
wave pool? You get the wave pool.
There you go. Now you're starting.
It's not a wave pool. It's an infinity pool.
Infinity wave.
And that's gonna be my Bitcoin. Pool. Bitcoin's gonna get me that pool.
All right, let's move it one step further. How many people in the United States would take that call?
Which call?
That they would take $50,000 for their guns and turn them in. So how much of a militia would we have left?
I really don't care about the sheeple that would do that. Those would be the stupid people that would do that, and I wouldn't consider them much of a militia. But I could put together a pretty good crew with if I was to just if I got all the guns myself, then I would be the government. Get it?
Yeah. All right.
Whoever Mal said, I am serious. You don't like my answers, but Mal said power flows out of the barrel of a gun. So if I have all the guns, then I'm the fucking government.
No,
that's theory. That's fact.
I just thought it would be an interesting chat, but okay. So I understand you're not interested in it. So
you don't like my answers. That's the problem.
I don't like your answer because you're answering it now, and that wasn't what I was asking you.
You were asking me a question to have a chat on something that you don't want the answer to.
I was asking you if you wanted to do a chat on this sometime.
I told you what my answer was, and you didn't like it.
You said no. I wanted to answer it right now.
Yeah, you bring up a topic, I'll answer it right now.
Okay.
And so I did.
We're ready to go to bed now. We've had too much to drink, so.
All right.
It's not a good time to have it.
Bitcoin. This is my Bitcoin sound.
All right. Good night. Yes.
All right. It's been fun. I'll let you know about Monday.
All right.
Take it easy.
Yep.